Yo, it's Mikey. Terribly sorry about the audio in this episode. Hope you guys enjoy, though. It'll be fixed by the next one. Enjoy the show. Later.
What a goofy intro. It's been a while. It's been a couple months. So, hey, it's Mikey, host of the Pioneers Podcast, and my cat's already ready to. It's every time without fail. As soon as I start, my cat's like, all right, we're balling. Okay. Anyways, joining with Alex, Mr. Alex Laughlin. As always, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Been a nice little break we've had.
I'm doing pretty good. Glad to hear you're doing good. Trying to like do this like get down kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? All right, hey, so special guest spot. We got Brandon Equus Horsley on the show today. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing good. The monster's kind of, like making this really weird thing.
Indigestion over there?
Yeah, I'm struggling. Got a lot of phlegm going on here.
The flag looking nice, though.
The what? Oh.
The flag. Heck yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Did you get one? You got one coming in?
One on the way. Nice.
There is one on the way.
Dude, it was like a month and a half ago. I was talking to Alex and I was like, look, man, I'm really excited to bring the show back, but there's one thing that's missing. I was like, we need a flag, dude. Like, and then he's like, dude, go online. You can make a flag. You can easily just do one and then get it sent. And then all of a sudden, boom, pops up, bought it. I've never bought something so quick in my life.
Shout outs to Hayden. Hayden, our creative director, he designed that. I pointed so like good. It's on my background. Eventually I'll get one.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, it's right here.
It's right.
It's over. It's there, right?
I just got my new neon light.
It's off the side.
Yeah, that is sick.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna move it over, I think, but
yeah.
You should put it in front of like the what is that? What's that black stuff going on over there?
This is a black decoration paneling type thing.
It'll look really good.
Looks good on stream, but yeah, I think I'm gonna get like some hooks hooking on that. Just on my big head.
This is a file cabinet because I have a lot of work to do.
That's the new Pioneer cabinet.
Pioneer cabinet. This is the very edge of my TV. It's not on, so it's pretty cool. Well, that's sweet. Hell yeah. I also got a little bit of an ego going on too, because I think I'm the first one to get the flag in. So I was like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, Nick has one too.
I think he got his a day later than me. So
he
likes orange juice, which is weird. So it's all
right. Come on, apple juice is better.
Yo, apple juice. Let's see if people roll in the comments about that.
Every time. It's Halo and orange juice, apple juice talked about. Actually, I don't want to take a long time today, but when Halo does inevitably, we talk about that later. We have some news to talk about now, right? Like, because they've released info and videos of it. And so.
Yeah.
Mikey was watching like a kid on Christmas morning, when they were.
I freaked out. Well, here's the deal, too, with like the first one. In 2018 when they released it, right? I went to McDonald's at a time that I should not have went to McDonald's, but I went there and I was like, oh, do you guys serve breakfast? They're like, we stopped serving it all day. And I was like, okay, have a nice day, right? I love them all day. And then I came back to my house really quick. I ran up the staircase, boom, banged my knee on the freaking staircase, right? I'm hurting, I'm crying, I'm going into my room. And then I turned on the stream for Halo Infinite and I was like, man. I mean, I kind of like it, but then this one, oh man, I would have fallen down a whole staircase just to watch this Infinite trailer. That was incredible. I'm super excited. But we'll talk.
Oh, wow, hold on. Did you see it? Shout out to Arcadia Wolf.
What?
Huge raid, 14.
Arcadia, my man.
Oh, there we go. He wants Equus to have all the spotlight.
Hell yeah, Arcadia's the man.
And we're actually getting ready to dive into the meat and potatoes.
Yeah, no.
Well, Mikey did the superstar introductions.
Superstar introductions. Yeah, I was gonna call him a whole bunch of names, but I didn't want to be weird about it. But I was gonna be like the poster boy of KCP, the Calvin Klein model of KCP, Mr. Equis. Just go crazy about it, right?
I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. I tuned into your. I'm sure you could probably tell that I was a newbie to your stream by asking if you played Warzone last night too, but I don't always get around to watching everybody all the time.
It's been a while. Since probably the RC. So
I think he is the Calvin Klein. I think he's been like the main model of every single merch thing we've done.
Yeah.
He's
in the intro for the KCP podcast, so that's fucking fires up.
That's true.
And excuse my language, this is a family-friendly event, so. Anyways, Yeah, so Warzone, I'm going to talk about it just for a brief second because I just got the new Xbox. So I don't know if you guys have like the newer systems, but I've been, so three months in a row, right? I've been going into our BX and I'm like, hey man, you guys have one in? They're like, nah. And I was like, all right. So I just kept getting my hopes up and I was like, screw it, man. I'm just going to walk in there every day just to see if they have one, right? About a week ago, I walked in there and they had two of them. Freaked out. But I'm a little upset right now, though. Just vent it out real quick before we start picking at Equus, okay? So 500 and like what, 20 gigabytes that come with the Series S, right?
Yeah.
And then when you actually turn on the Xbox, you only have 360 gigabytes of storage, okay? Now I want to tell you right now, Cold War is 133 gigabytes, okay? So if you do the math, you can only have like 3 games, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna go buy an external hard drive, right? So I go buy an external hard drive, $89.99, 2 terabytes. I'm like, yeah, let's go. Bring it home, plug it in, right? Super stoked. And then I go to install a game on the external hard drive and it says, with the new Xbox S and S games, you have to play it on internal only. The external drives are not strong enough.
Yep.
I was like, oh my God, right? So $89.99 for an external 2 terabyte hard drive. For an internal 1 terabyte hard drive for Xbox, it's $219.
Holy moly.
Well, you can. The good news is you can still use it for like Warzone and like Game Pass games that aren't Xbox S and X games. So
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm moving things over so I can hit the games that I want that are super sick. Because I got like MLB The Show, I absolutely love it, right? And then Madden's all right too. Everybody hated it, but I think it's probably better now.
I swear Call of Duty does that on purpose though.
It's like Apple, you know? They're like, oh, you got to buy our products for maximum efficiency.
Like with the Call of Duty, with it being like so many gigs, right? It's going to 100 plus gigs. It's going to make it the only game that you can have on your system. So making it the only game you're going to play. So I swear Call of Duty is doing that on purpose.
Yeah, they all pair together. Xbox is like, yo, check this shit out.
Check it out.
What we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. And we want you guys to play into it. But I mean, come on, I've been playing Xbox since 04, so I mean, I still love it. They're gonna take my money, just like Apple does. Look at me, I'm wearing the watch. You see, they get it. They get my money, so they got me. All right, meat and potatoes of the episode. It feels like I'm screaming into my microphone, but that's because I have the setting on. I got a new mic, by the way, so that's kind of hype, right?
That is hype.
Yeah, it sounds a little bit better than the other one. It's super weird because I tried to figure out all the settings for the other microphone, right? You know, I think I got it down. And then we recorded an episode and it sounded like I was in a tin can. I don't know what happened, but I'm like watching it and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna edit this up. It's gonna be cool. I can't wait. Play it. And I'm like, hey guys, Mikey here. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, I do not want this anywhere online ever again. But it is what it is. All right.
Alex rolling with the old headset mic. Forever. And it sounds good, but like
I'm not a streamer yet. I probably won't ever be, but this is good enough for me. I don't need all of
Halo drops. You're a streamer now.
Yeah. Shit, if we're gonna talk about
double kill, you know.
Triple.
Oh yeah, there we go. He's screaming the
Kilimanjaro.
UIV, enemy UIV. Freaking! I got the Turtle Beaches, man. They sold. I go to Target and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go buy like a cheap little headset, right? And then I watched the Turtle Beach display. And when it showed me everything it can do, I was like, okay, here's another company that got me again. So I bought like the $140 new Turtle Beach Stealth, like 700s, right? And you can stream music to your headset while you play. Like, this is awesome. But then I used the microphone and oh my God, tin can again. They got me, man. They got me. The Turtle Beach headset mic is just not where it's at. So it's unfortunate. All right. I can go on all day. I got so many stories. We haven't recorded in forever. There's so much going on. But we got Equus on the show today. So we're gonna pick Equus's little brain right now. Okay.
My little brain? Damn.
Yeah, we're gonna
pick big brain.
Equus's big brain. All right, so to start it off, we're gonna talk about content creation, right? Because that's your big thing, right? You're of course a streamer, but you got a lot of content that goes around. That video, the G Fuel video where it pops in your face, that made me laugh. So I can't believe that's the first time I've ever seen that too. Yesterday, right? But does that actually happen? I'm sorry, I gotta ask though. Does that really happen with G Fuel?
Well, it doesn't happen regularly with G Fuel. It's just
Yeah.
like I like to add a little bit of Sprite to it, so it gives it a little,
Oh,
so when I shake it up, it just explodes. It's like a daily thing that happens with me, but it just tastes so good and it's just so much fun. It's just like
Heisenberg over here.
I just-
mixing chemicals and
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I just
No,
like
but-
how it popped in your face and you're like, okay.
Yeah, it's starting to become like a daily thing, and it tastes so good, and I don't know, it's just so fun. It's like winning a championship, right? You shake it up and poof, and get the show on the road.
instead of a champagne shower, it's a G Fuel showers. There's the plug for the G Fuel
Exactly.
sponsor today for Equus.
Yeah, one time it got on the
Yes.
ceiling, so like there is some marks on the ceiling.
You're like, no. Have you had what's it called? The like the French vanilla or like the coffee G Fuel that they came out with?
I did not. I've never tried that, but people say it's good with milk.
I prefer
Yeah, I was
coffee,
gonna say,
real
please
coffee.
tell me people put that in milk because there's no shot I'm putting that in water. I'm not having French vanilla water.
Right.
dude. Like, it's funny. Okay, so as we do like every show for the last 5 episodes, we talk about what we're drinking. I'm drinking Monster Import because it's a jam. Equus, you said you got what, coffee or something going on, right?
No, I have a
No, I have coffee.
strawberry
Alex.
lemonade.
Oh, that's my bad. Equus, this
And
is
water.
weird. Now my brain's not working straight.
Yeah, I started my morning with strawberry lemonade.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's new. The battle was between apple juice and orange juice, and now we got lemons in the mix here.
Lemonade,
Talking
baby.
about.
Lemonade is a classy drink, okay?
Yeah, no, it is. I'm from Arizona, right? Lemonade's a huge thing out in Arizona. I think it's probably a huge thing everywhere, but I don't know. I heard it's tea too. Tea's pretty much a jam, right? Arizona tea's really good. Speaking of Arizona tea, well, here we go. I'm going to talk about alcohol here for a brief second, okay? Drink responsibly. I'm just telling you right now, drink responsibly, right? If you're not of age, drink milk. Milk's always an option, okay? Super cool. But no, they have spiked Arnold Palmer tea. Can you believe that? I didn't know that. Half and half.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, I was at the golf course and they snuck up on me. I'm just going to put that out there. I'm just going to say it. They snuck up on me on the golf course, that's for sure. But yeah, tea's a jam. I'm starting to get into it. Sleepy time tea at night.
I don't like
Halfway
tea
through
that
the tea,
much.
I'm like,
Something about
I-
tea I just don't like. Peach tea, yeah,
peach
but
tea's
not
good.
like sweet tea or anything like that.
Not even sweet. You like peach tea, but not sweet tea?
I like peach tea, green tea.
Green
Not,
tea, okay.
not really into sweet tea. though.
Flavored tea is not the ground black tea leaf, probably, but you don't like that.
Probably.
Well, it's like, I heard somebody talking about it the other day. It's like tea's like really good for you, right? I know somebody who drinks tea before they go to bed and then they drink it in the morning. And I'm like, I like that. That actually seems classy as hell. Because at one point I was like, this is weird. Tea. Oh, you all like a cup of tea, mate. And I'm like, this is weird, right? And then now I'm drinking tea and I'm like, it's not weird, man. Like, this is actually pretty cool.
See, I do the same thing, but G Fuel. You know, like I just go to sleep with G Fuel, wake up G Fuel, and just.
I
I'm
would
always
never
You're
go to
like,
sleep
you're
with
like
that
Queen
stuff like
Bee.
that.
She was like, I drink like 2 cups of coffee and then I drink the Death Wish coffee and then I'll drink a Monster. I'm like,
I've never had Death Wish, but I'm sure that's like 300 milligrams of caffeine to the dome right there.
I followed through. I know I told on the stream that I want to try it now. I tried it. It's actually pretty good. We also at my work we had this. It's funny because I think it's just a sharp taste, and you're like, oh, this is crazy different coffee. But we had this civilian, right, who's just been around the block, right? We're talking military, right? This dude's been around the block, and he's like, I could use some coffee, and I'm like, oh, I got something for you. And then he takes a sip of it, and he's like, this isn't anything. And I was like, what? Like, this dude probably grew up drinking oil or something, you know?
Oh my god.
He gets his being straight from Colombia, just straight up.
Yeah, man. Or he just drinks the fuel out of the Humvees or something. He's like, yeah, man, this gets me going right here.
Someone in chat said Equus trying to die of sleep deprivation. Have you gone to sleep yet, Equus? Or is this an all-nighter for you?
I went to sleep at like 5 a.m. So like,
Oh,
5 a.m.
man, that alarm came early then.
Hell yeah.
It's like
And then
12 minutes sleep.
G Fuel came early too. I'm just kidding. I haven't had my G Fuel this morning, but
Well, that sounds like the
Soon,
perfect
soon.
transition right in. Let's learn about Equus for those who don't already.
oh boy.
Yeah, let's, okay, so I'm I'm gonna ask you this right now. This is gonna be make or break. Okay, your first game you ever played. If you don't say the right game, it's over now. We will not.
I
be
ever
live
played?
anymore. Yeah.
Oh
What
boy.
started it? What started the jam?
I don't know. Like I started very young, very young. I used to play like a lot with my grandmother growing up. She used to play Spyro with us. Like Medieval, all the original like PlayStation games.
Yeah, good
Mhm.
game.
I love Metal Gear Solid growing up. Final Fantasy 7. Like those are all the games that I grew up with. Then
You look like Metal Gear Solid.
the Solid
Snake?
Snake.
You Snake?
Oh,
Liquid.
I wish
Or
I was
solid,
soon
not
as-
liquid.
Yeah, Solid Snake, not Liquid for sure.
I don't know the characters. Just when you said it, I was like, you look like, you look like it.
Metal Gear Solid was a classic.
I
It's
love
like
Metal Gear Solid.
It was
for
like the
sure.
one. It was one of the OG games where you had to actually like insert disc 2 because you got so
Yep.
far into the game.
Then when you go against Psycho Mantis, you have to plug in your
Plug it
controller
into slot
for
2. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's reading your memory card and that was a sick game.
Yeah.
Definitely a sick game.
You know, and as much as I want to say that Halo was like my first game, I think it was actually Splinter Cell on the PlayStation 2. I'm pretty
Ooh.
sure. Because I remember that. And Smuggler's Run. I don't know if that sounds familiar to y'all.
Yeah, I remember that.
You do or don't?
Yeah, no, you do. The real like driving through all the marshlands and everything. Yeah.
And then 4x4 Evo. That was my jam too. It's kind of weird. I know. I have
Yeah,
this
I
obsession with
think,
Yellow Hearts because of that.
I think that's great, and so I'll kind of transition next. Is like obviously
yeah.
that's been the inspiration of like what got you into gaming, and then like I think we actually had an incredible video that we released not too long ago, which I think you can also check out on YouTube. But kind of rehash that story for us, Equus. Like what really got you into content creation? What was the moment, and then like what's the journey been like from then until now? And then we'll dive into more specific about cases.
Yeah, as you kind of heard, like the games I kind of grew up with is completely different to the games I play now. Obviously, I said I grew up playing Spyro, Metal Gear Solid, Final Fantasy. But what really, when I started my content creation journey, I started with PUBG. If you guys are not familiar with PUBG, it's PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds battle royale game. It's kind of more realistic, more realistic version of like the battle royale of Fortnite. So like I played that nonstop. I went to my brother's house. And he had a PC. I don't know if I've ever seen like a PC really, because I was just a Xbox gamer. I knew people had PCs, but I never really dealt with it. But he was on PC. He was just like, bro, look at this game, PUBG. I'm like, what? And he was showing me. I played it. I was dog doo-doo, like I was not good at PUBG. It was like the first time that it ever came out too, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go home and whatever. And this is the time I was going to school. I was playing college football at that point, and then I was just like, I was talking to my mom. I was like, with my major, I'm doing graphic design, so like I need a computer. And so like we made an agreement that we could go in with a computer together, and I sneakily started playing PC gaming and started with PUBG. Got OBS going, got my new mic headset and all that stuff, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna go all in with this. And then I just kind of started small, just doing what I can, playing PUBG, and then I started taking off on that. Well, it wasn't just like what I have now, the success I have now with all my amazing community. I started off with 1 to 2 viewers and playing PUBG. 1 or 2 people would come in and say hi, and I competed like semi-pro. I don't know what you would even call it. I traveled to LA with PUBG. I have the pans in the background. You can see them from the KC Game Ons. I won first places and stuff in competitions, but that's kind of like originally got me into content creation. But then like what really drove me to as like a content creator, because I was like, I'm on the edge about it. Do I really want to do this? It was just like I was looking on Twitter, bunch of different gaming orgs, whatever, but I just saw the pioneers, like they announced their creation. I saw the video with LJ on his phone at the table, him walking through the city. Like I was like, wow, this is a new organization in my city, because I was living in Kansas City, and I was like, this is amazing. Like what really sparked it, like what's different, like the video that was made with it. You know, I was like, damn, this is really nice. Like, I respect everything they got going on, their creative team, all that stuff. So like, that's really got me interested. And then soon after that, they announced the RC, and I was like, man, I really want to go for this. Like, I respect everything they got going on. So I started to go for the RC, and I was like, I really need to push myself as a creator, because I was kind of creating content, you know, but I was just like, I'm going to post, you know, they said like 30 clips in a month or something. And I was just Warzone clips, you know, that's like, we talked about Warzone earlier. I don't know when the last time I played Warzone, but I was pushing out Warzone clips like no other, like sniping clips, you know, 300 meter plus, you know, snipes. I don't know if that's even impressive now, but I had like a 27 kill game, you know, I was going in with Warzone, and I was just super excited about that, because I was just like, I was constantly in the KCP RC 2020 or whatever year it was, right? I was like looking at other people's clips. I'm like, okay, what are they doing? What can I do better? What am I doing? You know, like trying to just be on top. And thankfully, you know, when it was all announced, I ended up winning the RC, and that's what really kind of drove me as a content creator to begin with. And I will thank you guys. Like, that's what really started me off. And then I'm not sure if I'm just rambling on at this point, but
Oh, this is good.
but like
This is your episode.
with like on top of that though, like I said, you guys drove me to be a good content creator and all that kind of stuff. But right before that, I was not in a good place. I was not in a good place because I said I was going to school, but at that point I was going to Park University for the college esports team. Shout out to like Reed, you know, I met Reed there, and like the man was like a brother to me since day one. But Park was amazing, but on top of that, I was working at UPS and Buckle. Like I had 2 jobs, and I was like going to full-time school. And I swear I wake up at 2 a.m. in the morning, and then I would work until 8:30, 9:30 a.m. And then I'm driving 30 minutes home to change and go 30 minutes back to school, and then back. So like 9:30 to 12:30, I'm at school. And then I drive 30 minutes to Buckle straight from school. And I'm working from Buckle, like, you know, 12:31 to 4:30, and then 5:30. And then from there, I drive from Buckle back to the school to practice the esports team. I was Overwatch. So I was the captain of the Overwatch team. So I'm practicing from 5:30 to 8:30 there. And then I would drive from the school back home, legitimately like all 30-minute drives. Everywhere I went, 30-minute drives. So I drove back home for 30 minutes, and then I'm back home, like 9? And at that time too, I was competing in Ring of Elysium. I'm not sure if you guys were even familiar with that game. I was competing in that, so I would get on with my buddies at like around late, because we were in scrims. I would join scrims until 11:30, and then I'm trying to be in, like, have my eyes closed by midnight basically. So I'm again getting like 2 hours of sleep, but that was like every day schedule. I was just like, I can't do this very much. And then I was finding myself falling asleep behind the wheel. Like, I still to this day have the dent in my Mustang from me sideswiping somebody on the highway, because I fell asleep and like hit them. And of course I like woke up to me hitting them in their lane. And that was like one of the scariest moments of my life. And knowing that I need to change what I do to not ever put anybody else in danger and myself in danger, because like it's not just myself that I'm endangering, you know, like there's other people on that road that obviously don't deserve someone else hitting them, right? But you know, I decided then I just need to change. I need to do what I need to do with content creation. I need to, like, you know, just do what I love and not burn myself so thin, you know. So like I said, soon after that the RC came out. I really got into that. I moved away for a little bit, just kind of found myself, and that's kind of when I started TikTok. You know, I started TikTok, and that kind of blew up for me. You know, blew up in maybe ways I didn't think it would, but you know, it brought me my beautiful community I have now. Like, people are so loving and caring and supportive of each other. Like, I have so many like streamers in my community now, and they're all like sharing their passions and loves, and there's like, you know, the games that they love. And it's just amazing, because like truly I can get up on my stream, everybody can have chill vibes, good vibes, and nobody wants to ruin that. So like when someone comes in a chat like a troll, everyone's like, hey, come on now, like, hey, we're good vibes here, baby, like just chill out. Like we're here for good times, because that's exactly what I want my stream to be. I want it to be good vibes, chill vibes. I want to be like a comfort streamer. I want you to just come in, have fun, and I'm gonna like scream my head off whenever I have a good play, or we're just chilling, vibing to music, or we're just having talks about life, you know, because like life ain't easy. You know, people come by to like, well, people just have different walks of earth. So they come in and they're just like, man, my day's not very good. And I'm just like, you know, chill out right now. Like we'll vibe. I don't want you to have to stress about that right now, because people have stresses in life, just like I had mine. I had mine where I was just, you know, I obviously was falling asleep behind the wheel. We all have our walks on earth, and I don't want them to have to stress about theirs. So if they can come by my chat and just chill, if they want to like chat a little bit about it, they can. So I want them to feel safe in my community, and that's exactly what I strive to be as a content creator. So that's just a little bit about me. If you have any more questions, you can go ahead and ask me though.
We'll do a Q&A at the end.
Yeah. I like that. I was a couple days ago, I was entering this little bit, because I was actually supposed to I made the new rank, right? I was supposed to put on staff sergeant a couple days ago with my buddy, who me and him have been through a lot of obstacles together. We did a lot of crazy stuff together, and we got to the point that we're at, right? And I decided to go home on leave. I wanted to see my family. It had been 2.5 years, right? So I went home on leave, and I missed my, it's called Airman Leadership School, where you go to learn how to be like a leader, right? You learn how to grow and take care of your troops and stuff like that. And I missed that class. So Friday was the day I was supposed to put on, July 1st. And I had to go see my buddy, and I congratulate him. I'm like, man, this is awesome. But he had the rank and I didn't. And it kind of like, you know, a little bit mentally. But my NCO my NCO who's in charge of me, right? He told me this cool metaphor. He was like, look, man, he's like, stuff's gonna suck sometimes, right? It is gonna be whatever. But have you ever heard about smash and med? I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, you never heard about that? And I was like, no. And he's like, all right, check this out, man. You got yourself a blade, right? And that blade is chopping away, doing a great job, right? But one day that blade's gonna get dull. And what do they gotta do? They gotta stick it in the fire, and they gotta beat the crap out of it. And then finally it gets sharp again, and you can finally start cutting, right? You gotta go through the suck. And once you go through the suck, you build even more. And then you'll get to a point where you're succeeding and kicking ass, right? And taking names, man, the way it's supposed to be done.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think without going down I'm a huge, like, I love listening to motivational stuff and all kinds of stuff, but I think these are very good lessons and things that people, I think, need to understand, because, like, you see the successful people, whether it's streaming or military or whatever you want to be in, like, you see the limelight, you see the glory, but what you don't see is all of those people go through the same struggles your everyday person goes through, right? Like, it's not an easy road to get there. And I want to tie this back into content creation, obviously for Equus. And I think it's just really important that people understand, like, it's okay to be sad, it's okay to be unhealthy, it's okay that we go through dark times, because, you know, you appreciate the good times and, you know, what it took to get there when you understand that, like, there's a lot that really goes into, like, I can go into the whole, the KCP side of things. There's been a lot of early morning and long nights, and, you know, we've been doing this for 2 years, and every day it's a blessing. And, like, the community at large is a blessing for KCP. We have so many incredible fans. We have so many incredible people on the staff, like Mikey, content creators like Equus, who are just an extension of the KCP brand. And I think it's really important that we come together and make people feel like it is a safe spot. And I applaud you for your community, Equus, because, like, I think, you know, Twitch is a very volatile place. Each Twitch chat can be its own unique beast, right? Like, I think we've all experienced that on Twitch and online community rooms and stuff. And so, like, the chat of your community is a reflection of who you are at large and what you want it to be. And so, like, I've obviously, you see me in your chat quite a bit. I don't know, it's a testament to, like, what you want to be and you know, and how your viewers should feel when they come into the stream. So I'll kind of tie that back into, like, so for you on your journey and where you are now after kind of taking off on TikTok, and we'll probably dive into that a little more, but, like, for you, like, what does it take to be like, specifically, like, we can talk about, like, equipment, we can talk about, like, obviously for you poured out your heart and soul and told us, like, yeah, I was getting 2 hours of sleep. And so that's not always, like, what it takes. Like, no, 2 hours of sleep is all you need, right. You know, but, like, what is it, like, if you really want to grow in this space, if you really want to, you know, because everybody's going to start, 99% of people are going to start with 1 to 2 viewers, right? And it can be demoralizing. But it's like, what does it take to go from, from where you were then to where you are now, specifically on the content side of things?
Yeah, absolutely. What I think the common, mistake people make is just like, I need to stream more hours on Twitch. When you first start out on Twitch, it's very easy, right? Like you just like, if you're on PC, get up OBS, game capture. If you have a camera, put on the camera, hit go live. I think the hardest part of starting as a streamer is hitting go live, because like that's all you need to do to just really get yourself out there. But after that, what I think the common mistake that a lot of streamers do is just like, I'm streaming on Twitch for eight hours a day. What's happening? I'm not getting the viewers. I'm still 1 to 2 viewers. The mistake there is just like, you're doing good. Maybe you're doing good as a creator, but like you still are like a diamond in the rough. Like you're not going to be exposed that way. Like Twitch does not show you or show you to people when they come onto the discovery or whatever. They're not gonna like, you're not gonna be front page 1 to 2 viewers. Like sadly, that's not how it works. It's not gonna be like your For You page on every other thing, right? You're not gonna open up Twitch and be like, For You, Equus, back when I was a 1 to 2 viewer. And so I think what content creators really need to learn is that you need to post your content elsewhere. Like whether it's Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, like the biggest 2 avenues right now is TikTok and YouTube, and a lot of people just don't use those to those advantage. And like, whether you're creating like IRL content for TikTok or you're creating game clips, I think it's harder to do game clips on TikTok, but people do it. Like people blow up, it's just like, but that's where content creators need to go if you're wanting to really grow. It comes down to really a grind, because like when I was growing on TikTok, it's not because of like, well, maybe the quality of my TikToks. I was posting 2 to 3 TikToks a day for like a month or 2 straight, and that's what got me like a lot of growth, is because like it was really pushing myself into the algorithm. It was just like putting myself in front of all these people and forcing my face in front of them. They're like, well, maybe I will check this guy out. And then once I do get that crowd, right? Once I get those followers, that's where I plug myself. I'm like, oh, by the way, I stream on Twitch. And then people were like, oh crap. And then that's like where most of my community has came from. And I think that's what like a mistake a lot of creators do. They're like, hey, I'm streaming on Twitch for hours on end and no one's coming in. I was just like, Twitch is not gonna help you there, buddy. You're gonna have to go to TikTok. You're gonna have to go to YouTube, and you're gonna have to really put it in. But I think that's the main thing with creators. Like it doesn't even, you could be like a decent streamer or whatever, but I think that if you just apply yourself and put yourself out there, you can become a great streamer, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. I've actually heard that before. Someone said, it was a fairly large streamer, they said stream hours does not equal success, in reference to like, I'm streaming 10 hours a day, why am I not getting viewers? I think this applies to a lot of things in life. I've come up in the business world, and I think there's an old saying, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. And I think you can almost apply a similar lesson in streaming, right? And it's like networking. Like if you're not putting yourself out there, if you're not engaging with other creators and fans on Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, whatever the other platforms are, it's like you're on a hamster wheel trying to go 90 miles an hour when you can step off the hamster wheel and see all these other tools to utilize your success. I would say, and I'm not a content creator, but I know a lot who have been successful, and they tell you like, look, instead of streaming 8 hours, stream 6 hours, use those other 2 hours, use an hour to network and an hour to like edit videos, come up with new content. Like you have to be organized and build structure. You have to treat it like any other job. You go to a job, like let's look at like a football player, for instance, right? Since you brought up college football player, they don't just like do physical activity for 8 hours in practice. It's like film review. It's, playing with your teammates, building that camaraderie, building that chemistry, right? So I think it's so important that people understand that there's so many tools that you can use to succeed, and it's not this like streamlined one, end all be all approach. And I think that's really important. And I think for you, because I remember your come up on TikTok, and we had talked about that, and I've had talks with several KCP members. I'm like, if you're really trying to grow, like TikTok it's it's not the only place, but as of right now, it is probably the place because it's the easiest platform to go viral, to interact with your fans and viewers. And it's not like YouTube. And I love YouTube. Don't get me wrong. We've seen so many people come up on YouTube, but it's like YouTube, you have to do a ton of editing and a ton of prep. Whereas TikTok, you can come up with ideas or go look at what other people are doing. There's all those trends that happen and just do it yourself and just see, not every video is going to be a banger, right? But if you're doing those kind of things and you're getting several thousand views, I think, why not? Why are you not trying to be a little more efficient with your time?
And you kind of touched on it, like, just like you said, though, like, it's a job. Content creation is a job. And some people like go in and they're just like, oh, I can be a streamer. Like, it's for fun, right? Yeah, it's for fun. But like, if you want to do this full time, you want to do this all the time, it is a job. It's like, just like your 9 to 5. This is going to be like, it's going to take over your life. Literally every little thing, like, you got Discord, you got to keep up with, you be on TikTok, you got to make sure you're, because like even TikTok and things that you don't even think about affect the algorithm. How many comments you put, like, or how many replies you put to other people in your comment section, or how many people you're actually replying to, or the feedback that you're getting, if it's positive feedback, all that kind of stuff. So it's like every little thing that like it's just a job. It's so tedious and everything. So like, just know that whenever you dive into it, it's gonna be tough, but don't stop. I mean, it's just like a job. Just keep going at it, and soon you'll probably get that promotion. You just gotta keep working hard and just keep your head up, because like, it is doable. It's not like it's impossible. I'm not by any means saying that it's not, but just know that like, this is take it serious if you're really wanting to get into content creation. I'm not saying load up Twitch and be like, super serious about it. Just go have fun. Just like you said, go have fun, but it's a job too. So, like, once you get off the stream, edit the clips, like you said, put them on TikTok, and just put like videos out, like 2 or 3 out a day,
Someone's gonna go take it like super serious and be like, all right, they turn on Twitch, they're gonna be wearing like a suit and tie.
Like, all right, business.
I mean, if that's your persona, it's different.
Hey, that could work. Yeah.
Like, all right.
I think another thing too, I like to just kind of touch on for some folks is that it's like music, right? You're gonna get writer's block someday, right? You're gonna find a day where you're like, wow, my writtens are not there like they used to be, right? It's gonna happen, right? Or something I like to tell people for like the military is that you don't want to live and breathe something, you know what I'm saying? Because when you live and breathe it, like, yeah, you want to live and breathe it, but sometimes you need to walk away and take just a mind break, sit down, read a book, or do something a little bit different, right? Because you're gonna sit there and be like, I never get a break from work. And that's because you're living and breathing it, right? Like, yes, to an extent, it's good to live and breathe something, but you do need to take a break. You do need to see something different, right? And writer's block, just because you have a day where it's not there, doesn't mean that you need to stop, or you need to dwell on that and be like, I don't think I'm the creator I used to be. Some days aren't gonna work out like every other day. It happens. Just keep doing your thing, right? And then step away, take a break, walk outside, go see the sun maybe. I saw the sun for the first day the other day. I absolutely melted. I had the worst sunburn I've ever had in my life. And then I got out this morning. I went and bought a Monster and then came back to my house and ran inside. It is what it is. Just go outside, right?
Right.
I like the whole Gary Vee approach. Well, there's several Gary Vee things that I can apply to this, but like, if you're specifically, since we're talking about content creation, like, Gary Vee's pyramid approach when it comes to content creation, I think it can really apply to a lot of streamers, right? You have macro content, which in the grand scheme of things, your stream can be your macro content, right? And then from each stream, instead of streaming for 8 hours, you stream for 6 hours. Now let's break down those 2 hours. What can you do with those 2 hours, right? Okay, what are some clips that you had in that stream? Let's go if we need to edit those or use a straight. And then in addition to those micro clips that you could get, now it's like, okay, let's blast this on all these other socials. Maybe we do a little editing, right? So it's like, you're already doing the work by the stream itself. Why wouldn't you take just a little bit of extra, go that extra mile, instead of running 10 minutes on the treadmill, run 11 at this point, right? And then it's like, okay, now I'm going to take all that content that I already made. You don't have to go make new content. Just go whatever content I already made and just start plugging it in on all these other channels, right? There's no reason why. There's the old saying, think smarter, not harder. And I think that's where people get caught up, which is like, it's a grind mentality. And Equus, you're 100% right. It is a grind mentality, but you can still be more efficient with the grind. And I think that's where a lot of people get caught up, because the way Twitch and YouTube and Facebook gaming is now, it's such a there's so many people, it's so diluted. What separates you? What are you doing that's different than everybody else, right? Because if you want to get on Warzone, for instance, there's a million streamers on Warzone, and you might be a better streamer in Warzone, whether that's with your personality, whether that's with your your actual content, your trick shotters or whatever it is. But if you're not doing the things to put yourself in a more discoverable mode than everybody else, then like it doesn't matter. Like that's the harsh world we live in. But like, what are you doing to really set yourself apart? And I think you've done a really good job of that, because I know since from when your first journey of being on KCP and applying for that, and then from where you are now, you can really tell the growth of you as not only a streamer but as a person. And I think people often take some of those things for granted, and it's like, this is a blessing that we need to live in, but there's so many things that we can do to make sure you grow as a human being and grow your community, grow. And I think you touched on that already, but it's like, you set the example for your stream. Like, this is what I want to do to set myself apart, with not only my TikTok and my viewers from there, but how do I want people to come into my stream and like, yes, I'm gaming. Yes, I'm cracked. I'm almost immortal in Valorant, which I know you are. We talked about that before we went live. But it's like, what is it that, so people can feel that safe space, people can feel that comfort. Apparently we have some French conversations that I'm kind of.
Yeah, they're balling out right now. I don't know what they're saying. So.
And I want to ask you though, since we've talked about it, I kind of talked about your beginning to end. So what's been the biggest difference? Well, two questions. When you started content creation to where you are now, like what would you tell I think we might have already touched it, but like what do you see as the difference? And also I want to ask, you've been around KCP since almost the very beginning. I think we started in July of 2019. We did the recruitment challenge, I think January of 2020. So we had only been around for. So personally, from then and now, and then how do you see KCP from then and now?
Man, KCP has changed a lot since when I first joined. Like not only just the follower count, everything, like people have, came and left, but like, still have a lot of the OGs. But like, it seemed like we were so small, but not small even when I joined. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like with all of our attitudes at how we looked at content creation or looked at a business standpoint, like we all looked at it like, this is huge. Even if our follower count was like, I don't know, in the, just over 500 or whatever it was, it's just like, even if it was, the number was that, everyone came in with their chest up and like, hey, we're gonna rule this space. This is our scene now. This is esports. This is the pioneers. So like, it's really crazy just from how far we came from the beginning, and nothing has changed in that standpoint. Because like now we're still chest up. Like, let's go, pioneers ready. Like all the teams that we're picking up, like we're still chest up. Like we representing, baby. Like that's how it's been since the beginning. But if growth wise, as far as numbers, like we've grown so much, and it's crazy to see no check mark, and under like around 500 followers, and now we're like, I don't even know where we're at right now. Holy,
I don't know, 12, 13, something like that, with a check mark.
Yeah, with the check mark, we're really pushing boundaries right now, and I'm super excited for like, that was just like a little over a year ago. What are we gonna do coming up, in a year in advance, like next year, what's gonna happen? Where are we gonna be? Check marks everywhere, main stages everywhere. We're gonna be in events everywhere. It's gonna be people like, wow, the pioneers, right? You're a part of the pioneers. This is literally what I feel like is gonna happen. I'm super excited. Like, I'm so blessed to even be on the team, like being a part of the first RC and then seeing what the latest RC was. Like it's been a beautiful journey for sure.
Yeah, well, we appreciate that. Go ahead, Mikey.
I was gonna say, hey man, you think you're blessed to be on the team? These guys are like, yeah, sure, dude. We'll bring a podcast host to the esports team. Like, okay. But yeah, it's been crazy, man, since we both came in, because I think we were both sitting somewhere around the 800 follower mark. But the one thing that I've loved since the beginning, man, is the camaraderie of this organization. It's phenomenal. Even when we lose, we're still all in the Discord, in the chat. We're hanging out. We're loving the teams. We have so much love in this community, and it's unreal. And we've seen a lot of hatred come our way too, but we still all love each other, right? especially Gears of War. That was a tough time. There was a lot of stuff coming our way. We're like, hey, we still love our guys though. We still love everything we got, right? Everyone's like, Casey's not gonna make it anywhere. We're like, all right, now look at us, right? Verified, living it up.
I think that's what makes, not to discredit other orgs. I think a lot of other orgs have developed amazing communities, but I think the big driver of our success is the culture that we've instilled and the people we bring on, from content creators to podcast hosts, whatever. Is like we make sure that like not only people believe in the vision of KCP, but we want to believe in every single person we bring on board, because for us it's so important that like you build that community internally as a KCP, because like we touched on earlier, there are days when you're going to be down. There are times, maybe you need a week or two off, and that's okay. Like, it is totally acceptable. We're not here to like just be like, it's a grind 24/7, and if you're not down for that mentality, then get out. And that's not how human beings operate. And I think we all push each other every day to be the best that we can be. And then you guys as individuals community push you all to be the best that you can be. And I think just having those people to pick each other up when you're down, whether you're a pro player, whether you're a content creator, whether it doesn't matter what you do, I think really, really does go a long way. And, there's the old saying that's like, surround yourself with people you want to, be with and grow with. And I think that's so true. When you think about who you used to be as a person 10 years ago to where you are now, as you get older, you see your circle. They say that your circle gets smaller as you get older. Who are you surrounding yourself with in that circle? And I think I can, from a leadership standpoint in KCP, I can just say we're super blessed to have people, both of you, like that on the team, because there's a reason why we succeed, and it's because of every single one of you. It's not just, we as leadership don't take credit for any of that. Like, we wouldn't be here without all of our, not only people within KCP, but all of our fans. Like, so I think that's the lesson, is like, for sure, you need to surround yourself with the people who you want to grow with and be a part of. So we appreciate you a lot. We'll just say that there. So,
you make me cry.
Appreciate that. Yeah, right.
Of course.
And for the other folks too that are watching right now, it's good to take a knee, like they're saying, man. It's good to sit down and really evaluate kind of what's going on, right? And regenerate, because when you regenerate, you come back even stronger, right? And I kind of want to use that same metaphor I made with the blade, right? If you keep grinding and you keep going, and yes, it's good to grind, right? But when you over grind, all you're doing is shaving off more and more metal. That's the room for you to keep cutting. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you need to just take a step back, enjoy, regenerate. Hell yeah.
I will say this, right. So we're getting toward the end, so we can open it up to like Q&A, by the way. So if you have questions for, any of us, but mostly Equus, please start dropping in the chat. We'll start firing off some Q&As.
I was looking back.
I answered all your questions already.
I was looking back, like when I joined KCP, March 28th, 2020. First place goes to Equus, the KCP RC 2020. Sick.
I think I joined June, man. So yeah, you're older than me. I see Gremlin in the chat. Nick, I wonder if he heard our apple juice, orange juice thing. But so you guys live together, right? You guys got your own little crib now, huh?
I don't know this man. Yeah.
I heard through the grapevine there's like a battle between the temperatures in the apartment.
Bro, I don't know why I get so hot so fast. But I'll be sitting here, I can sense when theirs not on. I can just be like, sweat pellet. I'm like, oh yeah? So the temperature's not on, so I'll go out. Sure enough. Like, I don't know, I can tell the difference between like 72 plus. Like I want it to round like 70, 72, 71. But like sometimes they turn off, it's like 76. He's turning off the AC right now. God.
Is this us getting older, sensing the AC? Like what?
Says he's turning off the AC right now. I don't know if you saw that coming.
Oh my.
Yeah, I'm gonna feel like somebody else wants Nick to walk in.
Rumi? What are you doing, Rumi?
We do have a first question. If you want to put that up on screen.
The new frontier.
Elixir, what's your new frontier? An idea that hasn't exactly materialized, but's been poking around at your brain for content. What's your secrets? They're saying.
My secrets.
Maybe it's not secrets, but.
Oh man.
That was so mathematically worded. I'm impressed right now.
Yeah. Okay, Elixir. leave it up to Elixir. Like last night in my stream, Elixir like really putting the questions out there. Man, but I haven't really thought about what's really next. Just really trying to like, you know, polish what I have now. If that makes sense, of just like really you know, working on my craft of Valorant and really becoming better at Valorant and becoming a better creator at Valorant, because I feel like there could be a possible future with me and Valorant, you know, like maybe opportunities open up to where like I can watch the VCT or I can go support the boys, you know, playing Valorant, you know, like I think that's really what I want to do, is just really polish that whole Valorant thing. But I really want to dive into some other games, and that's why like last night I played that new battle royale, that vampire one, and that was a lot of fun. I like to change it up a bit. I know a lot of people want me to play Dead by Daylight. Trust me, I'm gonna get there. I just need to really just, by the way. I just need to just dive into it. But like, that's what I really like. That's next. But I think I want to just polish what I have with Valorant, get higher ranked, and really show off my skill set, as well as my personality, if that makes sense. Because like I want to be like, hey, I'm cracked at video games, but like I'm this wholesome dude. So like that's what I really want to polish and make sure that people know. And so yeah.
Okay. We got another question by Just Thought, but before we cut into that question, speaking of Valorant, man, when we get to this point, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Since the last time we recorded an episode, oh, there's so much that has happened with KCP, but we'll talk about it in a second. Oh, Just a thought. What kept you going on them days where you don't even want to get out of bed? Is there one thing that keeps you going, or is it multiple things?
Man, on those days that like I was really struggling, like I'm telling you, my mental health, like I went to, like, it's okay to struggle with mental health, by the way, guys. Like I've been through it. Like I went to the doctor and, you know, try to, you know, see about depression and all that kind of stuff. So like I've been there, but what really kept me going was just remembering what I have and really counting what I do have, you know, not worrying about what I don't have, or, you know, like, because at that point I was worrying about like, oh man, am I really going to succeed at school, or am I going to be successful as a creator? You know, like I just really took an account of like, what do I have? You know, it's like, I'm thankful for having my home that I did. I'm thankful for my family. You know, I had loving mom and dad who took care of me, always checked up on me if I was not talking to them every other day. You know, they were worried about me, but they were always taking care of me. I had like friends that would help me, you know, like in that time, like I said, that I was, you know, falling asleep behind the wheel and I was super tired. Like I barely had time for meals, and I was trying to pick up, you know, fast food every day. But there's sometimes I would come to park, you know, Overwatch practice with being hungry, and then there's Reed waiting with a sandwich that his mom made specifically for me because I was hungry. But you know, I'm thankful for like all those people that helped me get through my life, because it was me, you know, getting through it myself too, and just remembering like what I do have. But you know, like just really appreciating what you have around you, and just knowing that like the pain that you have is temporary. Obviously what I was like 2 years ago is completely different to what I am now, and you never know when it's going to change. Next month, next year. Like when I did TikTok, it blew up in a month. It's not like I've been, you know, doing TikTok forever. So you never know what's on the other side. So just like, I guess just not knowing and the potential of just something on the other side of the door is what really kept me going. I'm just like, well, this is temporary, and I'm just really gonna just keep pushing for what I want, and it'll get to where it needs to be. You know, I trust the process. So
love that answer. I think practicing gratitude is something that, at least in Western culture, isn't done enough. I think, especially in those dark times, gratitude. You have to take 30 seconds out of your life, think about 5 things that, you know, you're grateful for, right? Because as bad as things seem for everyone on an individual, like usually you have it better than other people. It's it's some people, some people in the world. So I think you should always count your blessings, and it'll keep you grounded to be like, you know what, maybe I don't have it as bad as I think I do. And I think that really does go a long way. People seem to forget about the really good things they have in the bad times. And,
Absolutely.
I applaud you for a million questions, by the way. We'll try to get to as many as you can, and I'll just point this out real quick because I don't want to put it on screen, but Ethot asked Nick, do you wait for Brandon by his door with a sandwich? I think that would be very wholesome content.
Yeah, we just go on like
TikTok.
late night dates together, to Taco Bell. So that's a little different,
On a date,
Now,
kinda nervous.
just to like kind of talk a little bit more about what we were saying though, like just being in a dark place, it's one thing to have a darkness in your life, but the other thing is just letting it consume you, right? You can be surrounded by darkness, but don't let it consume you, because you can be your own light in that darkness, if that makes sense. Just, you could be surrounded by all these bad problems or bad things that are happening in your life, but as long as you just keep your head up and you are being your own light in that darkness, you're gonna be unstoppable. So just keep going. Don't let that darkness consume you, because that's just going to take you down the path that you're trying to avoid, and that's the thing that you're afraid of. That's why you're even sad, or why you're being upset, probably. It's just because you're letting the things around you get to you. Remember, you control your own life, and you can get through it. And like I said, it is temporary, but just be the light in the darkness. Go on.
If you need anytime if y'all are struggling, join Brandon's community, join the KCP community. We have an I Need to Vent channel. Like we're really big on that kind of stuff. So there's always somebody to talk to.
Absolutely. All right.
Yeah, join the general chat when I'm in there, and I will. I'll make
That's
it
true. Mikey is known as the hype man in the Discord for a reason. He will bring here. And we can probably do maybe one more question.
Let's do the good one,
for
because
two.
I like Elixir's death row meal, but I like this one a little bit more because this kind of makes you think. He said, are you afraid of streaming popularity would change you as a person, i.e. would you become toxic or over your head? I think it could be... Sorry, there's a lot of cat hair going on over here.
I saw your cat earlier. That was so cute.
She's balling. She's amazing. She's my sidekick, man. I tell
Aw.
you. But yeah, streaming popularity, right? A lot of people get popular and they start getting into this sort of like egotistical kind of state, right? They're kind of like, I don't know. I couldn't tell you what an ego actually is. But do you think that would happen to you? And it's a weird question, but what do you think?
Thinking about it, I don't think that would happen to me. I think the thing that I'm afraid of is other people changing because of maybe popularity that I'm getting. People treating me differently, because like I want to stay this wholesome guy, but if you're coming up to me and treating me like I'm some god, that's gonna make me feel weird. No, just like be you, be my friend. Like I don't want you to be weird about me, or like I just don't. And then like another thing with like popularity is just like people come back that we don't even talk to anymore, and they're just like, oh, you remember me? No, I don't remember you. Not whenever I was struggling.
We went to school in second grade, bro. I was in your third grade class, man.
Yeah, I'm just more afraid of just like other people changing and treating me differently, and then getting an attitude because maybe they're jealous or something, because like that is the worst thing. Just like I would never prey on your downfall. So let's just hype each other up and keep going. But I think that wouldn't change my attitude one bit. I love the people around me, no matter what size of creator they are, or if they're not a content creator. So
I think that it's interesting. There's a certain stratosphere that certain people or groups are in, and when someone leaves that stratosphere, even if like the person doesn't necessarily change, it changes the dynamic, right? Because we all, as you touched on earlier, we all walk our own different. We're all at different points in our life, and we all have our own walks, and I think that's unfortunately part of the circumstances of what's the dynamic of the situation. And while we do know probably some people do get egos, it's hard to differentiate like the person you were, the person you are now. Even if you're not changed internally, it's like the circumstances have changed. And I think that's where people need to understand that like they're still the same human being. Sure, are they more popular? Are they making more money? Are they doing press releases or appearances? and it's hard for people to kind of grasp that. And I think that's why your answer is so good, because like things change and people don't always see you the same, even if you are the same person. I think that's something that we have to work on together. Is like, look, I've been very blessed with what I say as leadership, you know, for me personally, like, you know, not even that like I'm some super successful guru now, but I can definitely tell like my mentality and my habit from where I am now from where I was like 3 years ago is different, and I don't want people treating me different. You know, if KCP does happen to go tier 1 status, not that I'm going to be the next 8 shot or anything, but I think it's really important that we remain true to ourselves. And if some people don't like that, you know, and as unfortunate as it is, you're just going to have to just keep it moving and be like, look, I'm the same person, but unfortunately, like, you know, you can't accept that.
Right.
You know, Mark's in here dropping in F bars. Mark's got some great Twitter posts, by the way. Our CEO's in the chat, so Beard Joy, you always have some banger posts if you need that on Twitter. And speaking of, I think we usually do this at the end, but real quick before I forget, just because I don't want to forget, you should drop your social links in chat, or I might have to. I don't want to get timed out by the night, but if you have been a fan,
who's our mod? Does anyone?
Ethot, if you're still in here, I know you're always just shout outs to Ethot, by the way. He always an incredible mod. If you can drop Equis' socials, we want anybody who's been in here or they're going to listen to this on YouTube or whatever, make sure you go check out Equis' stuff. We thank you for his time this morning. And I'll go ahead, Mikey. What else you got to kind of round us up?
So yeah, before we get to the KCP roundup, when we start talking about the awesome stuff KCP has done the last 2 months, it's been phenomenal. And being verified is just one of the many things that we've done. And Valorant, like, we're here to stay, baby. Be like that. But no, that was a good answer. That was a really good answer. And I think it's crazy too, because you're like the walking, breathing, like, description of quality over quantity. You know what I'm saying? And popularity, like, just doesn't mean anything when it compares to when I joined into your live stream. And I'm like, dude, this is such a good time. I'm like, this is how it's supposed to be. I still remember like the first 2 episodes when Alex was talking about that. He was like, no matter how many viewers you have, you stream like you're streaming to 1 million people. And that's exactly what you do. I'm like, I already feel like you're popping, dude. In my eyes, you're popping. To be like that, right?
Thank you, man.
But yeah, man, of course. My cat's chewing on everything. Driving me nuts. She's chewing on the power cord. If this stream shuts off, it's thanks to my cat. But that's pretty cool. I mean, imagine going out like that, right? All right, so, oh, that sounded dark. Imagine going out like that. It's like, I want to kill my cat because she turned off the stream. Jesus, man.
The stream went out like that. Let's clarify that.
Yeah, the stream went out like that. My cat's the love of my life. She's just a little sidekick, man. She's super cool. I grew up with 9 dogs, too. Like, what are the odds? Why
I love animals.
Yeah, man, I'm a man alone with a cat. But then, yeah, lo and behold, cats are dope, man. I just walked through the door. She's like, meow. And I'm like, hell yeah, meow.
Yeah.
It's great. It's every day.
Motivation.
It's awesome. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Dang right. Meow. Let's go.
Dang right. Yeah, and I bought 2 bean bags, one for me and one for her. Like, tell me that's not cool. Stop playing with that though, please. Jesus. All right. KCP round. I'm gonna talk about a couple things, and then Alex, I want you to take us out, and then we'll thank the sponsors, and we'll be good to go. It's been a phenomenal episode so far, though. Valorant. We just got into Valorant. First of all, the hype video for Valorant was phenomenal. And then on top of that, yeah, oh my God, right? And then
baby girl, like, come on.
Oh my God. And then we compete and we just completely kick ass, right? And some of you see, it's crazy to watch some of these posts, and you'll see some of the biggest names in esports all got X's next to their names, and then it says Pioneers, and it's got a nice little green check. Pioneers are going. It's like, dude, talk about making a statement. As soon as we join Valorant, we're just like, yep, we're here to stay. Easy as that. Can we just talk about that for a second?
Man, yeah. I'm in love with our Valorant team. I really am. Like, since like we announced it, I was like, holy, let's go. And I was just ready for them to compete. You know, the only thing that's sad about the Valorant team is that I haven't got to watch them. Come on, like, I want to watch them play. Like, I am so eager to watch them so bad. So like, we're gonna get a taste of that. So like, I really can't wait.
Yeah. That's not what you have. I'm here to share the information. It's not because of me.
Yeah. When are we competing, Alex? When are we competing?
Yeah. So first, I'll pause for a second before I get to that and say shout outs to LJ and Eddie, aka Perpetrate, like the guys and kings on the gaming side that scouts and recruits talent. And I've been fortunate that I was able to talk to the Valorant team before we even signed them, and then after we signed them, and they're just a great set of guys with a mindset of Equus stature, of like just keep going and just keep grinding. Like I know several of them have been on a United, Immortals, Dignitas, Beast Coast. Like they've been on some big orgs, and then things didn't work out, and now they've come together and they're part of the KCP banner. And so like we can't take credit. Like I give credit to LJ and Eddie for finding amazing people like that, but it just goes to show you just got to keep pushing, and here they are, top 16 right now. And to get to the drum roll, so Nerd Street Gamers, they haven't shown all the matches, but because we're in top 16 now, I think there's 4 matches today, 4 matches tomorrow. We're on tomorrow's set. If you're not following our Twitter, which I'm sure everyone in here is following our Twitter and in our Discord, but if you're not, stay tuned to that. We'll post when we're live or when we're playing and on what channel. So that'll be in both of those respective social medias. So I forgot the exact time, but I think it's tomorrow afternoon at some point. But like I said, we'll post that. It'll be the first time we're on stream, and this is to get into the top 8. And so we win one more match. Fingers crossed. I don't want to jinx it. My desk is wood here, so I'm going to knock on that. But if we win that, we're top 8, which means we qualify for the Challengers main event next weekend. And if we get top 4 in that main event or the next main event, which we would auto qual for, we get to do the Berlin qualifiers essentially. So we would be at the event to go to Germany essentially in September. So you'll get to see them tomorrow on stream. I think it's Nerd Street Gamers. That's the stream that we're on. I'm not sure. We'll get you all the direct links. So yeah,
nobody said that.
Yeah, so we'll post it for you all. It's actually, Mr. Nobody, thank you. It's in chat. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central Time. Nerd Street 2 is the link for that. So yeah, they've been incredible. They've already been really good brand ambassadors for us, and like they're just here to win, right? As Mikey said earlier, they're here to kick ass and take names, and I think that's all of KCP with the kill them with kindness approach. We just keep grinding and we're forging ahead and making our own path as the name of pioneers. That's what we would do. So is
this when we announced that I'm a sub? I'm a sub for them now, right?
I don't know if any of the Valorant guys are in here, but we'll have to talk to them. I would really love. We need some Equus / Valorant pro player content, whether there's just some pubs or some kind of stuff. Yeah, you never know. I think you're getting it as soon as you get to Immortal.
Mark, LJ, I know you're watching. Wink.
There's definitely something we got to do to get you involved with those guys. I think it'll be an incredible collaboration. And we'll who knows, maybe we do community tournaments like we've done. We've done Rocket League, we've done Warzone Kill Race, we've done Knockout City. Now that we have a Valorant team, we might be doing another Valorant community tournament.
Run it back. I won last time, so I'm just saying. We're gonna win it again, whatever team I'm on, right? So mark my words.
So keep an eye out for that. We post that information on Twitter. And one says Musty 7 for energy brings in hella views. Equus is our Valorant. I mean, you're not wrong, right?
I don't know.
So maybe when they'll come to Kansas City for a photo shoot, we'll just have Equus just on the side.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? But yeah, so they'll be playing tomorrow. Also currently in season is Rainbow Six. They're off this weekend for the holiday. They took second, I think, in the Nerd Street Gamers tournament yesterday. Albeit they were playing with like coach, but they had a great run. They continue to play in Challengers next week. I think Rocket League men's and women's are both on off season right now, but the men's do play in some off season tournaments.
And speaking of that, I just kind of want to tag in there real quick. So it's like, shout out to our folks, Valorant folks, right? Rainbow Six, right off the bat, we're already turning heads, right? Because I think we had to blow out our very first match, wasn't it? Like 7-1 or 7-0, one of those two.
Yeah.
Just absolutely destroyed it, right? Kicking it, having a good time over in Rainbow Six. And then Rocket League, that was a very big deal when that happened. Yeah. We let our folks do what they needed to do, and then we got some new folks, right? Can we kind of just speak on that a little bit? You don't have to go too much into detail. We're not throwing shade on anybody's names. It's just what happened, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, our men's Rocket League team, if you've been following us since the beginning, they were nothing short of incredible. A lot of people predicted us to be literally dead last, like 16th out of 16 teams, even though technically there's more than that in the format. But out of the top 16, they had us last. And, shout outs to those guys. They grinded and they were incredible. And it was never our intention to sell or be acquired by a bigger brand. But those guys continued to perform and grow, and then we were approached by an opportunity. And we took the opportunity, and they ended up finishing 7th in North America, which was like really exciting for us, really exciting for them. So that's essentially what happened. It wasn't on the roadmap, and then an opportunity presented itself, and then we've acquired the new guys: Kronovi, Astro, Aeon, Cat, Jeans, and Bob, and they've been nothing short of incredible, and they're a great group of hardworking individuals. And then, like I said, shout outs to the women as well. They took 2nd in North America, and hopefully we'll get some news on the WCBC. Coming up very soon, maybe in the next couple weeks for the next season. So we'll keep you all posted on that. Halo, which I don't want to tangent, Mikey, but they're just kind of waiting until Infinite drops, which Infinite should be dropping hopefully 4 months from now or so, somewhere around there. Holiday 2021. So
look, we need a small tangent. All right, Halo is my life's blood. Okay, tell me Infinite multiplayer does not look like a breath of fresh air. Come on.
It does.
I teared up. I didn't actually tear up. I want to say that I teared up, but I didn't. I just had to really oh my God.
Yeah. So, and they were top 4 North America like for the whole last year. So we're super excited for Infinite roster. We've got I again don't want to go too crazy, but how about the Call of Duty team? Like we just had Doug.
Oh my God.
Martin.
Yes.
Oh yeah, talk about big things happening too. Yeah, all these big things have been happening. It's crazy.
Doug Sensor Martin just joined the team, and they took top 12 at the last the elite qualifier. They were top 12 or top 8 before that in the open. So I think they compete. I don't think they played this weekend or today. I could be wrong. Check the Discord or Twitter.
And it's crazy to me too, because so many people have so many things to say, right? Everyone's gonna say something, but the amount of work that man has been putting in is incredible.
Yeah.
He's
it's
always
like
working.
every other tweet he posts, he's just grinding and taking care of business. And I'm like, yeah.
And you've been doing that for 13 years. Like that just shows the mentality that
crazy.
you have to have of just to try to stay on top of the game.
He's
and then last but not
always
least,
hungry.
yeah, exactly. And last but not least, we have Madden, which like been on off season, but that I think Madden usually drops like August. So Beast Mode Mac will be back. And then I also want to turn it over a little bit on the content side of things, since we have a content creator here. We're kind of expanding into Warzone a little bit. Hampton Banks joined the chat. The guy, shout out to him. The guy was like featured on FaZe and Sports Center. Crazy. He just joined the KCP family. There's another.
I threw my phone. I was like, yeah.
I won't spoil it, but there'll be another Warzone personality joining us soon, so that's super exciting.
How are you gonna do that?
Well, I
just
can't
drop
say
that. He's just like, yo, I'm not just telling you though. Check this out.
No,
I still remember asking you about Doug though, and you're like, nah.
Yeah, well, I can't tell you all the trade secrets here. That's I'd get fired for that. No,
That's
but
exciting. That's cool.
Yeah, so we've got that going on. And then on the specific side of KCP as a whole, there'll be some more exciting news coming down the pipeline in the next few weeks. Always just pay attention to any avenues that we're doing, press release on these podcasts, our Twitter, our Discord. You'll as soon as we have the information available, we will share that all with you. But there's always something happening behind the scenes, so make sure you catch our pro teams. Make sure you join our Discord to stay up to date. Follow all of our incredible streamers, or go to the Pioneers Team Twitch page. Like I said, since Equus is on the show, we've dropped his socials in the chat. Make sure you go follow him. We thank him for his time today. And then just like I said, shout outs to all the viewers, shout outs to the listeners, whether you're now or in the future. And then shout outs to everybody who's just a fan of KCP or part of this family. Like we wouldn't be here without you. Like we already have this like meteoric rise, the trajectory where we were a year ago to where we are now, and it's only going to continue to grow. So it's really crazy, like blessing that we've been fortunate to have. So I think that's really the roundup that I have for the esports side of things. There is some new merch dropping soon. I think y'all got a teaser of that, of the Pride stuff. So that'll be dropping soon, and that stuff is never going to go away. So we'll always have that available for you all. This shirt that I'm wearing, we just dropped like literally a month ago. I'm not gonna get up and turn around, but this is the streetwear one. It's got like the big old sweet sign, Kansas City. You've probably seen Nick Gremlin on the website wearing stuff from Twitter.
Break your back for us. Come on, huh?
What's
Talk
that?
about my roommate like that. Come on now.
He's the model, right? You don't want him to get some love.
Wait, well, didn't we just post a graphic with me wearing it too? Jeez.
That's true. But he has the back on, right? Don't you have the front on? Well, that's the other shirt. That's not the shirt I'm wearing.
Yeah, well, me and him just complete each other, right?
That's true. That's true. So
and then they were roommates.
Yeah, go hang out. They've got a couch you need to crash on if you're coming to Kansas City to hang out.
We don't even have a couch, so like.
No. You get the beanbag or the floor.
You get the floor. We don't have a couch.
I'm still trying to go on leave. I'm gonna come down to Kansas City one of these days. I gotta check out Level Up Arena too. It looks phenomenal.
Yeah,
it's so much fun.
Check it out.
So speaking of, I was actually, thank you for reminding me. I thought about, so the street team next weekend is the UEA/Sporting Kansas City event at Children's Mercy Park. Brandon, are you going to be there?
Absolutely.
All right. So if you guys want to come hang out, I think there's going to be around 10 to 15 of KCP people there over the course of Friday and Saturday. So we'll be there. I think we might even have a booth, and we'll have our people hanging out, networking, competing, maybe some show matches for you all. I think our Pro Beast Mode Max also going to be there. Maybe hopefully he'll have his Madden belt major winner. So you can come hang out with us there. There's going to be a community day at Level Event coming up in July. So stay tuned for some news on that, so you can come hang out with the whole crew again. So that'll be exciting. So again, you can meet all the incredible people. And KCP will have probably 10, 15 people there as well. So some really exciting stuff coming down the pipeline. Make sure you tune in to Valorant tomorrow. We'll be live on the Nerd Street Gamers channel and stuff. Go cheer on the boys. Get top 8, hopefully,
I am
on our way to
ready.
Berlin. And we'll eventually make our name in Valorant, and Equus will be a VCT partner, and he'll get to watch and stream all the.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's what I'm
Hell
waiting
yeah.
for.
And Mikey, you can take us out.
All right. Hell yeah. So first of all, this was an incredible episode, man. It doesn't even feel like it's been an hour and 20 minutes. It doesn't make any sense. I do want to thank everybody still in the chat hanging around. Appreciate y'all for showing up. Tomorrow is 4th of July. Super exciting. So I'm going to tell everybody right now, be safe, all right? Take care of yourself tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Make sure you don't do anything super, super crazy, okay? For the people watching in the future here on YouTube, thanks for watching this whole episode. And hopefully your 4th of July was good, and hopefully you have all your fingers and thumbs, you know what I'm saying? Thank you, Equus and Alex, of course, for attending the show. Phenomenal show today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, man. That's the way we do it around here, all right? And the last 3 folks that we need to thank, Under Armour, appreciate y'all. DoorDash, of course, we appreciate you. We see you guys in our comment section all the time on Twitter. You guys are posting so much funny stuff. Still to this day, love watching that video of the Sea of Thieves. The guy lands and he's like, here's your DoorDash, man. I'm like, I love that. That's hilarious. It's good. And last but not least, our in-house Social Apex. Phenomenal job over there. They're always working hard, always killing it. So we appreciate everybody all around us. So thank you guys for attending today's episode. We hope you guys enjoyed. We will see you guys in the next episode. Later. Where's the end broadcast button?
Love you, Mom.
Love you too, Mom.